This is Ice Barrel's newest product, the Ice Barrel 500, and I want to give you my initial feedback after opening this, and at the end of the video, what I think after using it every single day for a week. First off, this thing just comes in one piece in a giant box. Let's see what's in this bag. Here she is. It's way bigger than what I had before. This is what I have been using. It's like a $100 cheap one from Amazon. A couple notes about this. It has a bench inside of it. It also has these steps built into it, which I'm not sure how I feel about. This is gonna take so much more water than what I used before, but it also has these ports that are kind of built in, or spigots or whatever you'd call them, where there's a spigot at the bottom to drain, which is obviously great. And then you have the setup here that you can run a chiller on. I currently do not have a chiller, so I'm just plugging these up. So just for perspective, I am 6'1", and I'm gonna take a seat in here. Definitely pretty comfortable. I have plenty of knee room. It's not bad. And this is also supposed to be super well insulated, so I'm gonna test that out over the next week as well. Let's throw some water in this bad boy. The lid comes off of this and is very, very sturdy. Even though I have a roof over it, it definitely doesn't need that because this is a very sturdy lid. Also, I do really like the stairs and that they are built in. It was actually extremely easy to go up and down this, and I think that's the whole idea of this ice barrel, is just ease of use. But the one thing that I noticed is, I definitely think I wish it was a little bit taller. Like, I'm slouching my back a little bit right now. So I do wish it was a little taller, or I guess the seat wasn't here. Now that I'm on it. All right, let's get into some specifics of this thing. It's about 100 pounds when it's empty, so moving it around, rolling it up here was not actually terribly hard. When it is full though, it's about 900 pounds. So you wanna have somewhere sturdy that you can put it on because it weighs a lot. Like, I've got a deck, it's totally fine, but if you're doing indoors, if you're on a second floor, something to think about. This is like really well put together. You're never gonna break this. I've jumped up and down on top of it. See, I really think this is incredibly well built. As far as length goes, I have an average broom right here. Probably like 5 feet or something, which is about the length of this thing. The reason why I think that's important to know is because my original cold plunge was maybe like this. I would say definitely like lengthwise, it's at least twice as big as the area that I used for the previous one. So that's something to think about. You definitely need a lot more room with this. Like widthwise, it almost takes up half of my deck, which is relatively big. Now the steps are exactly this long, so it's pretty easy to use. I'll give you a side view here. 1 step, 2 step. Well, they're not the length of my entire foot. They're more than you would need for sure to get up and down relatively comfortably. They also have these drains along the sides right here, so that when you step out and your feet are all wet, the water is just going to drain off and kind of go away, so it's not going to get really nasty up in there. I'm going to put a little bit more water in it this time to get it really full to the brim, so hopefully it'll cover me a little bit more, and then we'll try again in a second. Normally I've been going in my other cold plunge after I sauna. It's like, seems to be a good method for me. I will say the combo between getting really hot and then getting really cold for me is way better. I think we're done. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm currently literally steaming. That's why I don't have ice in the tub right now. It's because I think it's like 50 on average and like 30s to 40s at night. I always rinse off before I get in my cold plunge, just so that I'm not getting it all nasty and sweaty in there. And I might have overfilled this a little bit. At this level, I can almost sit up straight. If I sit up like perfectly straight, that's what happens. So if I slouch a little bit, I can sit perfectly fine. It's definitely way better than that barrel I was in before, and it's like very insulated, which I like. These are really thick walls. By the way, if you guys want to check one of these out, you can use the code BOLTS for 10% off. It's not bad. Wow, I got lightheaded there. Works for any of the ice barrels. So if this one's not for you, you can check out the 300. You can check out the 400. I haven't tried them yet, but they're definitely like different styles, so you can check those out. This one's definitely more focused on ease of use. than like just a big barrel that you want to get into. It's more of like a relaxing thing. There's a chair built in, you don't need a squat. So if any of that is something that's holding you back, man, I'm gonna start shivering. I know that I had like my father-in-law and some other people try to get in my smaller cold plunge, which was like really really basic setup.
Can I chicken out?
Nope.
It's good for your knees at least.
Just drop.
Which is a good starter one, but they couldn't like squat in it because it was really small. So this one's definitely gonna fit pretty much everybody, and we'll check back in tomorrow. I'm not an expert in this, guys. I've only been doing it a couple months. I've now been using this for almost 2 weeks. I forgot I was supposed to end this video, but I want to give you my final thoughts on this and let you know if I think it is worth it. It's about 1,500 bucks. Starting with the things I didn't like and then what I did to kind of fix them is, like I talked about, I didn't love that I couldn't sit up fully straight, but if I sit on this side right here, or I like kind of flip around to start with and I can like dunk my head and then I can sit on there, I think this is definitely just like a different feel. So I do like that there is a seat. It's just different from squatting and being able to go down, you know, as much as you want to. But I actually really like this style. I had a couple other friends try this out as well. They liked it as well. It just depends on, you know, do you want to sit in the bathtub style? Do you want to sit in the barrel style? Or do you want to sit, you know, in a chair while you're getting, you know, your cold plunge in? What do you want to do? As far as build goes, I don't think it's like possible to build something much higher quality than this. The walls are like, look at that, they're like this thick. They're very well insulated. It's super solid. It's just really well designed. So is it worth, you know, $300 more than the Ice Barrel 300 or the Ice Barrel 400? That just depends on what you're looking for, really. You want something with a seat in it. I would say yes. So I guess my final, you know, review, I guess, was I do think it is worth it if this is something that you're looking for. Again, I haven't tried a bunch of other options, so maybe other options are better. If you can think of any, let me know down below. I'd love to, you know, try them out. But if you want to get one of these, there's a link down below. It's a discount. It's like $100 off. You can check that out. Super cool. Check that out, and we'll see you in the next review.